Has the government quietly taken the RTI Act farther away from you and me? Well, documents pertaining to the recent selection for top posts at the Central Information Commission reveal a disturbing pattern impacting the final selection. Special correspondent Jugal Purohit has more.
The Right to Information Act, a people's movement which forced the political class to yield. An act which became synonymous with the empowerment of citizens towards curbing corruption. Only recently did the parliament flare up over the delay in critical appointments concerning the RTI Act.
In a blatant U-turn, his government has made sure, through the absence of a CIC and other important ministries, are not accountable for violations under the RTI Act.
Finally, last month was when the process of appointments was completed. But it seems the government's credibility is far from restored. Using the RTI, retired Commodore Lokesh Batra established how bureaucrats who formed the search committee and were to shortlist candidates quietly made the act a retired Babus club. These papers established that despite the act encouraging members of all age groups and from all walks of life to lead as CIC and ICs, bureaucrats introduced a provision which disqualified young professionals and ensured that the only ones shortlisted were retired members of their own community. India Today sought a response from all the members of the search committee, however, none of them responded.
Most commissioners, lokayuks, etc. appointed in the nation are appointed in an act of political patronage. The whole thing is fixed. What they call transparent process, even for the commissioners, there is no transparency in this process.
In my view, the process of selection or shortlisting, it needs to be made into transparent. Today, when they advertise in the newspapers or various media for a job, they do not even specify what is the process the candidate will have to go through.
They were lampooned, they acted, but their actions have now invited criticism and given rise to a new controversy for a government which claimed that its no scam image was among its biggest achievements in the 1 year that it has spent in the office. Ensuring an effective implementation of the Right to Information Act is simply unavoidable. With camera person Jainendra Kumar in New Delhi, Jugal Purohit reporting for India Today.
At this moment, we are joined in by Mr. Subhash Agarwal. He's an RTI activist. Mr. Agarwal, how do you look at this particular story that we are getting here on India Today, where it almost appears that these information commissioner posts have now become a retired Babus club?
Yes, exactly. It has become a retirement resort for the bureaucrats. And it is very sad that the norms set were that 30 years experience was required, and as such no young talented person or deserving person could be appointed at the Central Information Commissioner as Central Information Commissioner or Chief Information Commissioner. And unfortunately only bureaucrats were selected by the search committee, and no person from the civil society was there. Till now the tradition was that at least some person from civil society was there in the selection of commissioners. So it is a sad affair.
Now, Mr. Agarwal, one question that I want to actually ask you is that how does it impact the life of, say, you and me? Because an argument can be whether it is a retired Babu or not, as long as he is giving the information that people like you and me need, it's okay.
No, see, all the retired bureaucrats are much sympathetic to the officers coming in the hearings. And it is not with every commissioner. Many retired bureaucrats have served as very good information commissioners. But when meetings of information commissioners is there, someone should be there to represent civil society also. So therefore, at least one commissioner must have been in the search panel from the civil society.
Okay, thanks very much, Mr.
And one thing I will also like to add.
Yes, please go ahead.
These short-term chief information commissioners should not be there. There should be a system whereby all the information commissioners may become chief information commissioner by rotation for 1 year, and at least 1 year tenure must be there. It is a system followed at Faculty of Management at Delhi University. Same should for the Dean of the Faculty.
Okay.
Same should be followed at Central Information.
Okay, so what Mr. Agarwal is actually proposing is that there should be stability of tenure at personnel as far as the IC and CIC positions are concerned. Let me quickly go across to Jugal Purohit, who actually got us this story. Now, Jugal, the question that we actually asked Mr. Agarwal also, how does it impact the Aam Aadmi, you and me? I mean, whether it's a retired Babu or a young enthusiastic person, how does it really impact, you know, the person who's actually going with an RTI query?
Well, Sanket, as we are all aware, it's 1 decade since the RTI Act was actually promulgated and passed into an act, became a legislation, and we've seen how it has impacted from a man's fight to clean up his system, his municipality, water supply, roads. Several complaints that people file with different government departments get no responses to. Now, the system is such that the Chief Information Commissioner, the Information Commissioners, they come in as arbitrators. Whenever you and I as citizens have issues for which we fight the right to file a right to information application seeking information about funds spent, work done, not done, how my MP, MLA is behaving, whether or not he's sticking to his goals, all of this is actually determined by a public information officer who obviously is a government servant. Now, when you have this situation, when you're not satisfied with the response that you've got, you make an appeal and the case ultimately goes to an information commissioner. Now, it is not for no reason, Sanket, that section 12, fifth section of section 12 makes it very clear that public eminence is what is required. They want people to be as chief information commissioners, those people who have a varied background. The Act does not specify that only government servants have to be there. It says mass media professionals, management professionals, arts, social services, technology, science, all of these backgrounds are required to make the society function in the best possible way, to make the RTI the success that it was envisaged.
No, Jugal, but what really is the apprehension? Jugal, what really is the apprehension? The fact that these retired Babus are actually going to come and occupy those positions and become quite pliant to the system, defeating the whole purpose of right to information or granting information freely and fairly to the person who's seeking it. Is that the apprehension?
Precisely, Sanket, and if I may recall, Manohar Parrikar, the defense minister, spoke about when he dismissed the DRDO head, he said that we need young people to galvanize the system to deliver the goals that are required. Now, here is a situation where there is an actual public grievance at hand. There's an actual public need at hand. Why is it so that we cannot have young people who have eminence and who have gained eminence through their work in public life head these bodies which are largely to do with citizen affairs? It's not bureaucracy, it's not so much about law as much as it is about the spirit of citizenship and the spirit of getting accountability done. Why is it that at a time when people in their mid-40s are becoming presidents of the world's most powerful countries, do we only make do with retired bureaucrats? And especially, Sanket, in this case, if I may just quickly end up, there have been more than 900 applications, of which only 9 people were shortlisted. Applications, Sanket, I'm aware, came from varied backgrounds like mass media, arts, social services, science and technology, management. All of them were kept on the side. Only retired bureaucrats were selected, and the worst part is that there is simply no justification for all of this, Sanket. Until these papers came out and until we are bringing it to our viewers, the Babus have simply had their way, and there is just no justification about just why would all of these people be moved out of a process when the Act does not say so.